talking about?
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys. What are you talking about?
Hey everyone, welcome into the Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast, episode 134. So the number one multi-platform gaming news podcast here on the internet, the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. I'm your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burleman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. How you guys doing? Carl, you look a little out of place for this episode today.
I don't know. There was a good amount of things that we saw that are gonna be on this platform right here. As well.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. That's true. Yeah, a lot of these games will be coming to the Xbox platform as well, and we're going to talk about that. Of course, the PlayStation Showcase. Most of this episode is focused on that, so we're going to be talking about that, of course, as well as our the games that we've been playing and our picks of the week. But yeah, the PlayStation Showcase, our topic of the show, we're going to be focusing on that most of this episode. So before we get into that and before we get into the games that we've been playing, first of all, for all of you viewers out here on YouTube, if you like this video, please be sure to hit that like, subscribe, and the notification bell for whenever we drop a new episode here of the Arena Multi-Platform Gaming News Podcast, as well as all of our content here on the Arena Productions. We really appreciate all of your support. And then, of course, on Patreon, all of our patrons, we appreciate all of you as well. And we have now free trials as well, 1 week trials over on Patreon. So go and check that out as well. So anyway, before we get into the games that we've been playing this past week, here is a brief word about where you can find this podcast in audio and video formats.
Before the crew discuss what they've been playing, this episode of The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, ad-free version in audio and video formats, will be going to Patreon after being recorded. So if you would like to support the show and become a patron at the entry tier 1 level at $1 per month and get every episode including exclusive ad-free post-show content in video format when recorded, please visit patreon.com/thearenaproductions for further details. The audio version of the podcast will be uploaded to all free podcast services, where you can find us on any podcast app for iOS or Android, and in the video version will be on our YouTube channel, The Arena Productions. For the audio version, just download your favorite podcast app and search for The Arena, the multi-platform gaming news podcast. Subscribe, follow us, post a review, and leave us questions, comments, and feedback if you like, if that feature is available there, and spread the word about the podcast. We also have a Discord called The Arena Productions, where you can join and chat with the Arena Productions community, and the podcast audio website is at thearenapodcast.podbean.com, where you can follow us and leave questions and comments as well. For all information regarding the podcast and our entertainment and pop culture related content, along with our blog and forums, visit the official website of The Arena Productions at www.thearenaproductions.com. Finally, you can also follow us on Twitter at The Arena AMPGNP, as well as on Instagram at The Arena_podcast. Now, back to the show.
Okay, I want to give a shout out to one of our patrons who's in here with us, Tuil. So, Tuil, thank you so much for joining us here live. So anyway, it's time to get to the games that we've been playing this past week. And for me, I have been playing The Planet of Lana. And yeah, it's a really beautiful game, guys. And what's really cool about this is Furukawa Takeshi. Of course, he was the composer of The Last Guardian. He is the composer of this game as well. And what I really like about it, it shows at the beginning of the game here, like you're in a fishing village. And then all of a sudden, it's like there's an alien invasion. And so you get like these like spider-like drones that are like just taking people away. So like I don't know if they're taking them off planet. That's the interesting part of the game so far. It's a puzzle in the sense that why did these aliens come to this particular planet? Why are they taking the people away? So yeah, it's a very like it says here in the video trailer for all of you viewers, it's a very colorful, very well done puzzle platformer, and it's really it kind of reminds me of Inside and
Yeah.
Limbo, for example, and the little I don't know what you call it, kind of like a dog type of rodent that is with Lana. I mean, it's really cute, and it's like a companion, kind of just like in The Last Guardian, that it's always with you in a sense. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's fun to play. A lot of, like I said, the platforming, a lot of jumping. There's areas where you need to pull crates up to jump up, or to pull boards off of a particular blocked area to crouch down and get through certain areas and all. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's really fun. So yeah.
Yeah,
Planet
I
of
actually played about an hour and a half of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really pretty. It is.
Yes.
Puzzles are simple, nothing too difficult. I liked it. I would play more, but I've other stuff to play.
Yeah, and it's on Game Pass. So if you're a Game Pass subscriber, I mean, pick this up. It's a beautiful indie game, and the music is amazing as well throughout this game. So like I said, it's really interesting, and we don't know much about this invasion. It's like these spider-like drones. I mean, that come down and pick up everybody and take them to where? I mean, so I guess we'll find that out when we get towards the end of the game. But at the moment, it's like it's a big mystery. It's like they've come, and then what are they doing? Are they plundering the resources of the planet in certain areas? We don't know. But there's these little spider drones here and there, and if it touches you, you're dead. So it's kind of like Limbo and Inside in the way that you die. So
the one thing that disappointed me about that is all the fail states don't have like good animations of you dying, and I like they don't have to be like horribly gruesome, but like it's just kind of like they touched you and then you kind of just like fall a little, or it just
they shock you or something. Yeah, they shock you and then you just
very
fall
simple. It's not like it's not a definitive like, oh damn, like I died, I really died, like
well, maybe as the game progresses, as the game progresses, maybe that changes. I don't know, but we shall see. But it's a little bit less graphic than like Limbo or Inside at this point in the game. So
yeah, it gets it's just like loses a little for me in that, because it gets that feeling of like, oh, it's just a video game, right? Like I'm just doing a thing and I failed, I start over. Versus the feeling of like, oh man, my character really died. Like I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. But at the beginning of the game, of course, Lana has an older sister, and they're like running around, but the sister gets taken away. So I'm thinking most of this game you're searching for her and looking for the other villagers. So wherever they've been taken to. So interesting stuff. Hopefully I'll have some more to report on next week with that. So, but yeah, Planet of Lana, great game. Okay. Next up, go ahead, Carl. What are you playing?
Yeah, I've gotten back into Darkest Dungeon 2 finally. Well, I mean, they did just recently do the 1.0 release, and they've really made a lot of good changes to it from where I started. Even in this video, you can see some of them, because this is a lot of the update stuff, like the stuff with the wagon, right? Having like the wheels and the armor that can get damaged, and you have to manage. There's so many different little things you have to be aware of that you manage, and it's just sort of it's a very different take from the first game, in that there's less of building up a party and like over time getting them stronger. This is you go through a run, right? Once you get to the end, like generally there's a little bit of, you can use those same guys again, but they don't really get anything more than the upgrade to their ability. Like there's a one upgrade, there's a mastery, right, for each of your abilities,
right?
So there's not a lot of that continuing upgrade, but there is the new layer called the Altar of Hope, which wasn't in it when I first started, which is the thing where you carry over any sort of progression. So as you go along, you earn this currency of it's candles, right? And those candles you can spend at the Altar of Hope at the beginning of every run to upgrade certain things, like your wagon, right? You can have more inventory slots or more slots for attachments that give you other bonuses. This is where you upgrade some of your class characters, so like they can have. It's not how they get their extra attacks. It's where they get other things like paths, right? This is new to this one. So they have paths, which are almost like sort of subclasses. So if you want to play a character a certain way, right? Like the Highwayman is a good example. He's got knives and he's got guns. But you can focus him as melee attacks in the front line, or you can focus him as ranged attacks in the back lines.
I see.
And in the paths give you different bonuses to focus him more on one or the other, right?
Okay.
So it's really interesting, and there's a bunch of paths. So it's probably like, is there 3 maybe or 4 per character? I don't remember exactly. So there's a lot of ways to play each character. So you can build your 4-person team in countless ways. There's so many different possibilities because, again, most of the characters can be either front line or back line, and some of them are even like mobile, so they move around a lot. Well, the Jester is one like that, which I didn't play with so much in this version, but I played with him before. The Jester can actually move units on your team on that besides himself, so he can do an attack that like makes someone else move. So someone gets pushed out of position, you can push them back in position. Because positioning is incredibly important, because you can't do certain attacks if you're in a certain position. So if you set your guy up, like the Vestal, who is she's kind of the healer, the sort of D&D cleric, but she can also be played as a frontline defender. So if you set her up as the healer and she gets pushed to the front line, now she can't do her healing anymore. It's a real problem, right? So there's so much strategy in this game that I love. I highly recommend playing this sequel. If you haven't checked it out, if you weren't interested in some of the changes, I think it's definitely worth playing. It's a very different game. It doesn't supplant like Darkest Dungeon 1, which I think is interesting. Like Darkest Dungeon, the first game, sort of is what it is. People still play it. It's still popular.
Right.
There's tons of mod community for that game.
Right.
And this game it's something different. It's not just like, all right, first game, forget it. Now here's Darkest Dungeon 2. It's like, no, this is another game in that universe that feels similar, but has a very different approach.
Okay, Burley, you're up next. What are you playing?
Well, mine is Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, game of the year.
Yep, I was just about to say.
It's going to be game of the year. Go ahead, Burley.
Yeah, as Expat said there, game of the year. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. And I've probably put about 11 to 12 hours I've been streaming it. So I've put a fair amount of time.
Yeah, I've put about 8 in now. So yeah.
It is similar but different than Breath of the Wild because you don't have the old runic abilities that you had with the ice, the bomb, and all that. They've changed it for the Ultra Hand and all that, and creating and fusing stuff and building and making all your stuff. So they really put into that, giving you to the creativity side. And then I do love having now when you pull out your bow, then they showed this and you get to do this really early on in one of the shrines that you have to do is you can add stuff to your bow and give different elements. So like in one, you add this little fire fruit. You can either eat it, cook it to get benefits, or you can add it to your bow and make fire arrows. And you can actually do that for puzzles to get stuff because you had to do it in one to get a chest to drop. So it's a really, really cool kind of stuff like that. Just adding a lot to the game.
I heard that there's over 150 shrines throughout this game.
It doesn't surprise me. The last one, I think Breath of the Wild had 120.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do, and the new puzzles and all the stuff you can do. I really like it. It's more of what I wanted compared to Breath of the Wild. I still don't like that the weapons break. I really don't like that. The fuse really does help. because you can constantly just fuse and take stuff. Like you can get the tree branch that has like 2 damage at first, but you can fuse like a boulder onto it to do like, I don't know, like 16 or whatever the number is, and just have a crazy weapon. And just like the only thing you're limited by is your lack of imagination.
Yeah.
Now, if your weapon breaks, can you use those broken pieces to fuse it to something else? Because that'd be cool.
No, sadly, because once you fuse once with a weapon, it can't fuse again.
Yeah.
But there's tons of resources everywhere that you're getting items. So you're never this one. I feel you get way more weapons, but you still, if you need that, the amiibos work well. And I actually just bought on Amazon. They had one guy had taken, because I don't have a lot of the Zelda amiibos, got them fine down as little like cards at like 1 inch, so I can just tap them, get some resources. So they do have stuff like that. If you don't want to sit and grind to get stuff, you got the amiibos to help you make it quick.
Yeah, there's resources everywhere in this game. I mean, they're all over the place. You just have to look. But
yeah,
it's good stuff. Yeah. So, game of the year, Burley? Yes.
Yeah, and we actually have Tweel here in the chat saying, "I didn't like the weapon breaking Breath of the Wild. I am 50 hours in Tears of the Kingdom. The weapon breaking is a lot better in this one. I dropped Breath of the Wild after 30 hours." Yeah, that's the thing. Like the weapon breaking and stuff like that is much better in Tears of the Kingdom, and I feel like you don't lose as much stamina as you're climbing and stuff. I feel your stamina runs better in this game compared to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. All
Have
right.
you encountered dungeons yet? What are those like?
I've only done the shrines.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten to the actual dungeons yet, but the shrines so far, I like them, and I like that they actually, like, for some of the combat ones I've done, instead of it just being I'm a mini guardian in the middle, come kill me. It's been like, no, we want to practice. You're going to do this with archery and practice the mechanics better and test out. Okay, now you got to hit me. You got to now do the throw, getting you more used to the abilities you can do. And instead of it just being you kill thing in there and you win, it's, do stuff in here. Trying to make it more puzzle-like, more Zelda-like.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now it's time to, of course, usually in each episode of the podcast here, we do a weekly news beat where we go through some of the news stories and then get into the topic of the show. But this week, it was pretty much dominated by the PlayStation Showcase. We're going to focus on that for the topic of the show this week. So let's go ahead and get into it. So more questions and answers. So Burley and I were talking about this before. I mean, there were a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
You're welcome.
Coming out of this showcase. So we're going to break it down. We're not going to show every single trailer. That would take hours to go through and pick through. But we're going to show you some of the stuff that did stand out, or we thought why did they do this? The stuff that had more questions and answers. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that. First off, I want to, and we're going to be seeing this here in a second or two, as the trailer starts up here. Project Q. Now, Project Q is obviously this 8-inch handheld device, which is only going to be for remote play. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, hey, they're another Vita. They're coming out with another handheld. Wow, this is great. But then obviously it's only for remote play. And of course, for you video viewers, you're seeing it now here. What did you guys think of this announcement? Burley, I'll start with you first. The Project Q.
Yeah, this was very unimpressive to me, because not just because it is a remote play only device, they spent the bare minimum on this and be like, here, we're showing you the device quick. Here's these Sony Bud headphones we have to get greater audio with it.
Yeah, the earbuds. Yeah,
the earbuds. It's like, and they just show it, they give you no information, not a name, just saying Project Q still. So we're still with Project Q. Don't give you a release date. Don't give you any info on battery life or anything. And now people have been going so much on the rumor mill, because the rumor mill is that this is going to retail for $300 US.
Oh my God, it better not.
I'm like, if this thing could, like, store the games on there and, like, had a 256 gig drive, and I could store and play God of War on there and I don't have to turn my PS5 on.
So Burley, that means $500
sure.
for you guys out there in Canada, right?
500? You mean 6?
Okay.
I saw
I was
online,
off by 100. Sorry.
I saw online they're saying like 3 to 4 hour battery life.
Yeah.
Which I was like, but it's not a native device. Why is it only that amount? Like, that doesn't sound right. But
and what's interesting is it doesn't seem like this, these little the DualSense, parts, the handles there. It doesn't look like they can detach. What would have been cool is be able to detach them and then put the screen in like a Switch type of dock or something. But
at that point, then you're just turning on a PS5.
Yeah.
But,
so
I mean, that's the thing. This isn't. It's not a handheld device on its own. It's a remote play screen, right?
Yeah.
Controller and screen. That's what it is. And you would think that wouldn't be all that expensive. I mean, if they sell it for anything more than 200, they're out of their minds. And even if it were at 200, I don't know who that's really for, because I don't see this as a device you're going to use outside of the home. Like, it's like you're going to be inside. You're going to be you're going to be in the bed or on the couch. Can't does remote play? Doesn't remote play work somewhere else? You don't have to be in your house.
No, you got to be on. You got to be in the same network.
You only be on your own network
at a certain distance from the console.
Who's this for? It doesn't make any sense. It's not even a cloud streaming, like.
Yeah. And it's coming in probably during Christmas season, I would bet. Okay, so let's move on. So next up, Konami coming back with Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta. So, I mean, this has, this is interesting because this has nothing to do with Kojima-san. Konami's just going on their own, and they're bringing out a remaster of Metal Gear 3. So what are your guys' thoughts on this one? And a lot of people were saying this trailer was really bad. So for all of you video viewers, let us know in the comments what you thought of this trailer. But anyway, Carl, I'll start with you on this. What were your thoughts?
I will say that, like, I saw this trailer and I'm like, what is this? I don't know what this is. I'm like, is this going to be some sort of Jurassic Park game? Like, we can get some dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Is it, obviously it's Konami, so it's not going to be like Dino Crisis. For a second I was like, maybe it's Dino Crisis. Wait, no, it's Konami. But yeah, and then it was revealed and it's Snake Eater, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, and then really all you saw is Snake's face, and that's it. And they didn't give me in. I didn't get hyped by this. I was like, all right, this was leaked. Everybody sort of knew that this was happening already.
Right. Yeah.
So this trailer, unfortunately, that sucks, and that's gonna make this trailer hit less, because basically all it is like a teaser announcement.
Yeah.
So if you really needed to have more than this, and being that it's a remake, and there's some screenshots out there now. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they should have not done it this way to generate a better hype. But there's a lot of doubt and question as to who's the developer. Are they capable? Are they going to put out a good product on this? I'm not confident about this at all.
Burley, your thoughts?
Yeah, a lot of stuff Carl said I agree. Like that trailer, when I was watching this live, I'm like, what the heck is this? And then you get here Snake's face, and then it just goes to this getting released, and then the Metal Gear collection, I think is in August. I think is it? Like I can't remember, but it's like this was like, okay, this is neat for people, because I know people have been wanting this,
right?
But like Carl said, we don't know who's making this. Is this Konami themselves, or are they getting this to another developer? We have no idea. We have no idea when this is coming. This could be 2025 for all we know.
Yeah.
We don't know. This was just, here you go. Here's something everyone. And I think this may have also been one of the games that was part of the NVIDIA leak. Remember a couple of years ago we had that NVIDIA leak?
Yeah.
I can't remember if Metal Gear was on there. So, but it's like, cool. I can't wait to see how this comes out. And they have announced David Hayner is back as Big Boss voicing.
Yeah.
They've confirmed him voicing.
Yep. All right. So next up, Carl, I think you really liked this one. So I think this is the Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Yes. 2, right? Yeah.
These are, I mean, like this and one other game, but the two big ones here, I was like, all right, these are games that I want to see, we've heard about, and that look good, right? Or that had a good showing of gameplay, had a good trailer, right? I actually never played Dragon's Dogma, so I don't know too much about it, but it's sort of a cult classic hit thing. And it's, it's an action RPG, and it's fantasy world, and it's made by Capcom. So yeah, I mean, and it looks fantastic. So I'm excited. This is multi-platform, so that's great. They'll be everywhere. Same as Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah. Burley, what are your thoughts on the Dragon's Dogma 2? It looked really good. Yeah.
It looks really good. I'm still surprised this game is getting a sequel, because the first game came out like 2009 or something like that. And I don't think it sold well. Like, I think it's like a cult classic.
So. Yeah.
So, like, I'm glad for the fans that are getting a sequel. I definitely will check this out and keep wanting to see more. Like, we heard about this game a while ago. They announced it on, I think, the anniversary of the first game. And now we actually got to see something great.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, and I like that world that you were walking through there. Kind of gave me a little bit of Witcher vibes going through there as well. So it's good stuff. Yeah. So good old Capcom. Yes.
Capcom has had a very good streak for a while. So
yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, this was an interesting one too. So this gave me, it was interesting. This gave me like Bloodborne and Ghost of Tsushima type of vibes. Really interesting stuff. Yeah. So, and of course, Burley, he has his Ghost of Tsushima shirt on today. So anyway.
I just got it yesterday. So
yeah. So Phantom Blade Zero from S-Game. So it looks to like a full fast-paced swords-based combat type of game. So, but no release date was given on it. So we don't know exactly when it's coming, but yeah, it looks really cool. So what are you guys' thoughts on it? Burley, I'll start with you.
Oh, this looks awesome. And this, like, I was like, when we started seeing, and it goes in here into the actual combat and all that, I'm like, oh, this looks like this is going to be a lot of fun. And since it's showing you're going right here with one sword, but later on 2 swords, so you're going to have different weapons.
I was going to say that first mask looked like the Marvel Doctor Doom.
Yeah, you can get Doctor Doom's vibe for that mask.
Yeah, but anyway,
just like this looks awesome. The combat here.
Yeah, Carl, what do you think? Yeah.
This is a fantastic trailer. It looks incredible. I'm very skeptical that this is going to be what we think it's going to be. This is a Chinese developer, and they've previously only made, I think, mobile games. I don't know that they've made anything else.
Yeah, so mobile.
Yeah, to think that they're going to pull off a AAA style, amazing action type game like this, it's a daunting task. It's possible, sure, but I don't know. Like, remember Wukong Black Myth?
Oh yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where is that game? Is that a game? Like I watch a lot of this gameplay, and it feels fake, right? It feels, something about it doesn't feel like it's actual. Like, how would you actually play that? If you think about it when you're watching this, what would you be doing when you're actually, how the button schemes work? Like, a lot of this feels,
You're just going like this with the
yeah,
controller.
exactly. It feels
Yeah.
phony, right? It looks incredible, but I don't know if this is going to be if it's ever
And the frame rates too. I mean, it's like everything looks just sped up.
Yes, it's too good, right? It looks too good to be
Yeah.
true, and that's where you should be, worried. You should be a little skeptical. If it, it could be amazing. I hope it is everything it looks to be, but it's not one that I'm gonna be like, I think it's gonna hit. Kind of like, you remember Bright Memory Infinite?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
revealed at Xbox,
Yeah.
another Chinese developed. That was like one guy basically, right?
yeah.
And it came out and it was like, okay, right? It wasn't bad, I don't think, but it was a small, shorter experience, and it wasn't, people, you look at this trailer, you put it in a big showcase like this, and you think, oh, this is going to be like, possibly AAA, a big, robust experience, and let's say maybe not, because it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah, and coming to PS5, so yeah, only to current gen consoles. Yeah, there was a Korean developer also that came out with a trailer for a big MMO called Crimson Desert, I think it was, and it kind of gave me the same type of feels, and it's like the frame rates were just really just ramped up, and it just didn't look right, when I saw that trailer. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, if it actually plays like it looks in the trailer, man, that game has promise for sure. Yeah, definitely. So, all right. So, next up, yes, this one. Oh, what do you guys think?
I'm seeing some horror imagery. I think I
Yes.
know what it is.
Yes, good old Alan Wake 2.
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, finally, and we got the release date for it too. And what's cool about this is you're going to be playing as two different characters. You're going to be playing as the FBI agent as well as Alan Wake in this. And what'll be interesting is, do we get anything from the characters in Control in this game? It'll be interesting to see. But anyway, of course, Alan Wake, a lot of people been waiting for this for a long time, yeah, it's going to be another, flashlight driven, type of horror, survival horror type of game. So, what do you guys think? Burley, I'll start with you. Yeah.
This trailer excited me. I played the first one, Alan Wake, with the remaster that came out. Was it?
Yeah,
I think 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And I really did enjoy that game. So, yeah, I'm excited for 2 here. This looks good.
I'm wondering if he's in the same environment, because I think in the trailer they showed he's like near the lake again from the first game. So I wonder if he's...
I can't remember what the place was called, or else I would say that.
Yeah, but
yeah, I didn't play Alan Wake. I don't get hyped by this because I don't really know exactly what it's all about. It's a good trailer. I wasn't really excited by it though. It looks a bit, it looks like a slow pace sort of horror thing, and they're adding a bit more action to it, I think.
Well, the first game has quite a bit of action, because you're not only just using the flashlight, the flashlight more to stun, and you use your gun
and you
as
use
well.
the pistol, right? Yeah,
Pistol and the shotgun.
Or shotgun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing though that has come out about Alan Wake 2, people are upset of this. They are not doing physical. It is only digital.
Only digital. Yeah.
Yeah, and there are multiple. I would prefer to get a physical, but they're also one thing I'm happy they're doing. They're not going next gen pricing, so they're still going
$60.
Yeah. Instead of 70.
But then they said like it's 50 on PC, I think, and I don't understand that. Why if it's digital only, why is it cheaper on PC?
It's a deal with Epic, because they have this as Epic exclusive.
Sure.
Epic tries to lower their prices to get people on their platform
as an incentive.
Yeah.
So.
And they also, the one good thing about Epic is they take less of a cut than Valve does to give to the developers.
Now, I guess, is Epic publishing this one?
Yeah, Epic is publishing.
Well,
it
then
says
I guess.
beginning trailer.
Let's move on. Let's move on
to
to
platform.
So let's move on. Here we got Assassin's Creed Mirage, and it's also coming out in October, as well as Alan Wake 2. But we got a little bit more gameplay in this one, and this one gave me Assassin's Creed 2 vibes, like Ezio. And I mean, I'm really excited for this. I mean, obviously, of the three of us, I'm the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, so I'm really excited for this. And what Ubisoft is saying, it's not going to be like a big 100-hour open world adventure. It's going to be more like 20 hours to complete the main story. So I'm interested to see more of Basim's backstory. To see him as a younger assassin, so to speak. Of course, the area of the world around the same time as, of course, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. But I mean, so it's going back to the original game's elements of more stealth, and that's what I'm looking forward to with this. So Carla, I think you were really impressed with this and are looking forward to this as well. So your thoughts?
Yeah, this was my favorite thing I saw at the entire showcase. I think the game looks fantastic. Wow. It is original, classic recipe Assassin's Creed. This looks a lot like Assassin's Creed 1, but like today in modern current gen, visuals and gameplay elements, right? Or quality of life sort of adjustments, right? So, and going back to the combat, you don't see too much of the combat. You see a lot of the stealth, but from what I'm looking at, it looks like we're getting that old style combat that I miss, which is like the almost like Arkham style of just like sort of countering, right? You remember the old games, you would counter and just kill people. Like it was just you get surrounded by a bunch of guys, but it wasn't like they had health bars and you had to whittle down this bar and do like, I did every time you hit him, I did 112 damage, I did 56 damage. Like, tired of that. I don't want to do that. I just want to play the stealth and the action game that it used to be. And so I cannot wait to play this. I really want to play this one. I hope it turns out really well.
Burley, I know you don't like Basim. This trailer actually does sell me on the game. Right. That's the thing. Right. Basim, I could, if it was Basim's assistant from in Valhalla, my money would already be pre-ordered the game. But Basim is my one deterrent on this. But the game looks good. And they're going back to the formula. And like Carl said, I don't have to sit here and be like, put stat points and hope. Now I can actually, hopefully now I can assassinate them. Maybe if I'm a high enough level and all that. I don't have that stuff to worry about. It's just go back to the basics. Great. Visually it looks well. The combat looks like it's flowing well. So great. I'm very interested on this. And of course they have to use for their deluxe edition. And because we got the small drop from Ubisoft earlier in the week about Sands of Time, they have pre-order the deluxe edition, get the Sands of Time dagger weapon skin.
It's cool though. I liked it.
I know, but it's like, frig, you guys want $10 more just to get that?
I wouldn't.
Well, you know that Ubisoft is also working on the big kind of the multiplayer element style or the kind of live service Assassin's Creed Infinity. So I'm wondering how long they're going to support Mirage before Infinity comes out, or the Japanese, the Japan-based Assassin's Creed game.
That's the next one, right? The Japan one, I guess.
I think so. Down the pipeline, but
the Infinity thing, I thought that turned out to be like, it's not a game; it's sort of like a hub for all the worlds. And somehow it was going to combine everything. I kind of wonder if that's ever going to come out, whatever that is.
Okay, here's the big one, guys. This is the big one. Yes, the one that Burley and I were just really excited for. So anyway, yes, and yes, Yes, Craven the Hunter. Yes. So Spider-Man 2, we got the big reveal, the gameplay reveal of this, about 10 minutes worth of it. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited to play this game, and the symbiote suit for Spider-Man throughout this trailer is really cool. And of course, being able to switch between Spider-Man and Miles Morales in this game, kind of like you were able to do in GTA 5 between the characters. Now you're able to do that here in Spider-Man 2. That's really cool. Burley, I'll start with you, man. Your thoughts?
Oh, I love this trailer. This was the one, unfortunately, I didn't get to see live. I had to watch this after because I was streaming when this trailer was coming. But this trailer, I loved it. Like this is a game I've been really looking forward to.
Yeah.
Like Insomniac blew my expectations out of the water with the first game. It was really good. I didn't expect them to do a great quality. I loved Miles Morales, and then what they've shown in this that we're about to see shortly, it's like, holy. Yes. I cannot wait to play this.
Now, let me throw this before you go on, Carl. Let me throw this at you because there's a lot of people out there that are the only negative they're having at the moment about this is that there's the possibility of there being too many villains in this game. What do you think of that, Burley?
So it depends how they use it. Like the first game, spoilers if you have not played the first game, but you do get the Sinister Six. But you'll have, I think they'll do like they did in the last game, where you'll have some villains are side quests, like the D tier villains like Screwball and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you'll still get some of like the other villains they kind of set up, like Tombstone and stuff like that, come make their appearance in that.
Yeah, and there's other like Lizard, he's in it as well, and I mean, there's a lot of the other villains. So, Carl, your thoughts? Go ahead, man.
Well, the quick thing I wanted to say, because what Burley said about not to watch it live, I actually think that's probably a good thing because watching it here now in the higher resolution, like the live stream resolution and the compression or whatever on it, I don't think it looked very good. And watching it here now, I'm like, okay, this looks a lot better. So it's probably better off that you saw it afterwards.
It's better. It's better you're watching it here on the Arena Multiplatform Gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
It's
the only way to watch it.
Exactly. Thank you, Burley. Thank you so much for that. Yeah.
Do you, and I guess the audience, if you want to chime in on this, do you all think that we will end up fighting Venom as a villain at some point?
Yeah.
Or will that be saved for the next game?
Yeah. Now, my question is, and I was talking to Burley about this when we did our gaming news reactions video on the Arena Productions YouTube channel. We were talking about, will we get a chance to go to like Brooklyn or to Queens in this game? I mean, how much of the map is expanded throughout this game? That's my big question, because in Miles Morales, as well as in the first Spider-Man game, we did not get a chance to go to like Queens or to Brooklyn.
So they just showed it in the beginning of this trailer, right? Well, when they show the gameplay, was Queens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Queens in the beginning, which I think was a good start for the gameplay, because immediately it's at least something visually different than just the city that you're used to. It was like
so then you can go to those areas maybe. So
how big they are,
at least to Queens,
who knows, right?
So
I mean, look, I think it looks great. It looks like more Spider-Man, right? That's kind of the thing, though. And if for a little bit of talk into like the entirety of the showcase, I mean, it was the one thing that everyone knew was going to be there and expected to be great, and it was, but the showcase didn't have anything else around it. So you get to this and you're like, okay, well, I mean, thanks you finally for the thing, the greatness that we're looking for is here, but you're waiting and anticipating everything in the showcase, and then you finally get to it. And it doesn't feel, to me, it's like it doesn't feel as big of a deal, because it's what we thought, what we expected, and it's more of the same. And then I could also say it went on a little too long. There was a point where I was like, okay, all right, I get it. This looks great. How much of the game are you going to show me? You're going to show me this entire action set piece. all right, I guess
It's one of maybe several types of these action-packed sequences. I mean, it was the same when they showed Uncharted 4. I mean, that big chase sequence with Sam, I mean, that was just one of many different, sequences. So, I mean, like with they showed more Final Fantasy, for example. I mean, we've seen enough of Final Fantasy 16.
for sure. Yeah.
So I think we've only seen just a little bit of Spider-Man 2 now. So,
This is always
this is it. Yeah. I mean, so I mean that the 10-minute trailer was enough, but it was amazing. I thought.
Yeah, but they're going to show more of it between now and the ambiguous fall still, which I think is a problem. I'm very surprised that they didn't have a date for it.
Yeah.
I still think this could get pushed. I mean, it could get pushed. Who knows? I mean, we had the news also about Naughty Dog this week too, about that multiplayer version of The Last of Us has been scaled down when it comes to the people working on it, and it looks like it's probably going to be pushed back as well. So
that to me was very big news because everyone expected factions to be here. They teased it already last year at one of the showcase things, some Game Fest or something like that. And now we don't see it at all at the big showcase, and then we get that news. Basically, I'm going to say it's in development hell right now. And they downsize that team. I would not be surprised if that never comes out, or when it does, it's a lot less what you expect, or combined, tied into some other product like Last of Us 2, remake, or Last of Us 3, or some other side story project, because they did say in that announcement that they are working on some single player experience, which I don't know. It kind of tells me that they're like, this isn't going to be it. Let's move on back to what we do best. And
now, getting back to the trailer here, I really love this part because I mean, you don't really in the first Spider-Man game, you don't really have much action out on the water. So this is pretty cool here. So. Before we move on talking about this, I want to just mention some of the other things, some of the other trailers that we did get. We got a trailer for Fair Game by Haven Studios.
Wait. Fair Games, where the S is a dollar sign.
As a dollar sign, exactly.
You can't forget that part. That's very important.
Carl. Let me continue, please. So Haven Studios, led by Jane Raymond. Helldivers 2, also we got an announcement for that. Immortal of Avium, so from EA and Ascendant Studios. Ghost Runner 2, published by 505 Games. We got a trailer for that. Sword of the Sea, from the developer of Abzu and The Pathless. The Talos Principle 2 also was shown. A game called Neva. So Giant Squid, the developer behind Gris. Foam Stars, Square Enix's colorful shooter.
Give me a good giggle.
Yeah, the plucky Squire.
That one
published by Devolver Digital. Yeah.
That one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, Teardown. Yes. So it's all about breaking stuff. We got a trailer for that. Towers of Agaspa. So about restoring a beautiful, lush world. We did get more Final Fantasy 16. Another trailer for that, which probably we really didn't need to see. I mean, we've seen so much of that. So Revenant Hill we also got. So and then Resident Evil 4, the VR mode. We got word on that. Marathon. So from Bungie. So
the remake of their first game.
Yeah, Conquered. Of course, coming to PlayStation 5 in 2024. More on Gran Turismo, and then So those were some of the other trailers that they showed during the showcase. But let's get back to Spider-Man here. So, I mean, all these different villains and everything. So, It's and I have a question for you guys. Do you think we're going to get another showcase this year?
I mean, I wouldn't expect it, considering they skipped last year, and then this is what they have to show, which they seem to not have a lot ready. I don't think they're suddenly going to have a lot more ready. Not that they won't have a presence at other shows, and they they'll have a state of play probably later, right? They're not going to have another showcase.
Burley, what do you think? Do you think we might get another showcase before the end of the year?
Well, before that, to Wheels put in chat, you forgot about Cat Quest Pirates of the Caribbean.
Okay.
You can't forget about that one.
Thanks to Wheel.
Thank you, to Will.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to get another showcase. I think what they're going to do for the rest of the year is state of plays. Just do the state of plays. So we'll probably get one on Spider-Man 2 a little bit closer to release. If that is coming this year, like we all have our doubts right now. Like if they would have put at least a date, or a month even, we would have something and have some confidence. Right now, we're just up in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So overall thoughts, the showcase. Yeah. Carl?
Well, okay. I think there's a lot to talk about, really, with the overall thoughts of the showcase. Because, we showed highlights of things that we liked, right? But the thing that's significant about this showcase is that when you look at first party, you got Fair Games, right? Which is from Haven, the new studio. You got a CGI trailer for that, and it looks like some sort of heist online service game, right? Then you got, what was the other one? Concord, which is also, is it the Firewalk, I believe, is them?
Yep.
Right? Which also, I believe, is some sort of multiplayer service type thing. There's not a lot of information about that, and they say it's coming in 2024. But like, you gave me a trailer with pretty much nothing, and you say that's coming next year. I'm like, all right, I don't know if I don't know about that one. Then you had Gran Turismo movie trailer, which I was like, oh boy, really? You're putting a movie trailer in your game showcase right now?
Yeah,
that was rough. I could not believe that. That was like the second to last thing they showed.
It was just before Spider-Man in the queue.
Yeah, well, yeah. I do have to say, I mean, the pacing of this showcase was just spot on for how PlayStation does things. Just boom, 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 boom. That's what I really liked about it. I mean, the pacing. And then, of course, Spider-Man 2 being the very last trailer, that was on cue. I mean, for how, PlayStation does a showcase and does things. And that's why they pretty much ruled the PlayStation 4 generation, because during the E3 presentations, just boom, 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 boom. I mean, they just came out with game after game after game after game. I'm not saying that this was like a PlayStation 4, era type of presentation like during E3, but I mean, yeah, the pacing was right where PlayStation usually is with their presentation. So I really like that. So didn't have a bunch of babble from, developers and things like that. It was just boom, 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 pretty much. So Burley, what are your thoughts?
Yep, I agree. The pacing overall was good, but this is something that you got to remember. When they announced this showcase, they were putting on their PlayStation websites stuff from all our studios. Okay, where you checked 3 boxes, or sorry, 4. You got Haven, Fire, Bungie, and Insomniac. What about Naughty Dog? What about Sony Santa Monica? Like, there's like, we could be listing studios here. So they set that expectation. And I'm like, okay, so we're gonna see a few more things. No, we didn't even get that. It's like,
so more questions than answers, eh?
Yeah, because you're announcing hardware. We talked earlier, the Project Q. You give the bare minimum on it, and you're just like, yeah, we'll announce more later. Why won't you announce anything right now on it? if you're gonna put this out here, put it remote play. Like we all know what the device is now. And you're saying remote play, and we've had rumors on that for how long?
Yeah.
Just start giving the details, because you're not building hype for this thing. You're building, okay, we need to know, is this going to be something I want to buy, Carl wants to buy, or you, expat, want to buy,
Yeah.
or if this is going to be anything anyone wants to buy. Because with all the rumor mill right now, it's like, I ain't touching this. And even if it was, let's say they got it at the magical spot of $99 US.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy it. It's like, why?
Yeah.
So I can play in my bedroom.
I don't know. Just to me, remote play
I could do that remote play on my iPad.
Remote play is just,
That's
for
the
me,
thing.
it's just so PS4 era type of thing.
Yeah.
Like with the Vita, because I used to do remote play with the Vita on the PS4,
Yeah.
but so I mean, it's just like, to me, it feels like old technology that I'm not going to use.
Wasn't that even a PS3 feature, like originally with the Vita?
Might have
It
been.
started out on the PS3, but
they
it was
really
very
pushed
slow.
it with PS4 though.
Right.
Yeah, they pushed it more with PS4, but they had it, and I think beta was on PS3 if I remember correctly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, you talk about the first party stuff, and 3 out of those 4 are online, multiplayer service games. So they appear to be, because you said Marathon. Marathon's not a remake of the original Marathon. It's an online multiplayer only thing. It's not. There's no campaign story stuff. That's what they said. I mean, that's information's out there.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot on that.
Right, and so we just got a CG trailer, no gameplay, right, on that thing. So the 3 of the 4 were just CG trailers, no gameplay of online multiplayer service games, and like that's not PlayStation. If you're a PlayStation fan, if you are here looking for what PlayStation normally provides, you should be disappointed by that. Like, it makes sense to be disappointed by that.
Yeah. They're probably assuming that most people are going to play it on PlayStation, right? So,
well, I mean, yes, well, but the 2 of them, but Marathon is multi-platform because Bungie is still doing multi-platform, so that'll be on Xbox. But then there was the VR segment, which I had to say, like, it's such an albatross on their showcase. That section comes up, and I'm like, here we go. And again, it's no first party. There's no first party games in there. And there's nothing in there that looks like wow, this is I need a PSVR 2 only for this game. I mean, Resident Evil 4 VR, who cares? Like,
that surprised me, because the marketing push for this showcase was, we're going to show, like, half of it was like, first party titles, exclusive stuff, and the other half is going to be, PSVR 2 titles coming down the pipeline.
Yeah.
And it's like, we didn't get that, So
I mean, even in this web page you have here with all the announcements, they don't have all the VR stuff. They skipped them. They have for Resident Evil 4 VR, and they skipped all the others.
There was like Beat Saber's VR that came that is coming to PSVR 2, and
like 3 other games, I think.
Yeah.
They're forgotten, I guess, by this article, but I'm sure others took the time to actually put them in there. Foam Stars. I mean, god damn, when that Square Enix logo came up, I was like, oh boy, what did they get? What exclusive did they take? From Square.
Carl's heart stopped.
Yeah, and then I was like, and it's Foam Stars. I'm like, great, you got a online service Splatoon clone.
Yeah,
that's what we want to see at this PlayStation showcase.
All I'll say is, I like the PlayStation showcase because I got to see a lot of Spider-Man 2. And that is really, like, that's going to be the big, hopefully it comes out in the fall. I'm going to predict right now it's going to come in November. And I think that's going to be the big, holiday season push game right there. That's what I'm going to be playing.
Yeah,
hopefully.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I mean, because Starfield's coming in September. So play Starfield for a couple of months, and then I'll get ready for Spider-Man 2. Yeah. Right, Burley? Yeah.
Right. Well, like, I just want to go one thing for the whole showcase. Only 2 games we got release dates.
Yeah.
2 of them, we got release windows. We got release window for the Metal Gear collection that they're doing.
Yeah.
And we got a release window for Spider-Man.
But they're
So
not
it's like-
first party either. I mean, because, you know, Alan Wake 2 and Assassin's Creed Mirage are multi-platform.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean,
yeah. But it's this is what drives me nuts, because it's like, okay, so you're giving us so little information.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? This is your big showcase. This was your time to shine, to
Right.
put this out in the information. Get me excited for not only 2023 but 2024 of what's coming. So
Well,
what am I gonna do? Wait for a showcase like
the state of play.
State of plays, multiple mini state of plays, which I'm fine. But am I gonna be like, okay? And if they're going to do that, I hope they're upfront with the state of plays, because sometimes they haven't, where you're thinking you're going to get shown multiple things, and it's, oh no, it's a whole thing on Gran Turismo.
Yeah, and don't forget, we've got Gamescom also in August, so they might start showing more then, and probably coming out with some release dates maybe, or during Tokyo Game Show. So that'll be interesting. So.
I was actually wondering for the Final Fantasy 16 when we were getting shown that, I'm like, oh, are they going to just tell us and shadow drop the demo or give the demo date? Because we're supposed to get a demo for that a few weeks before the game, and the game is coming June 22nd. So it's like, when are we going to get this? Like, and there's been rumors Sony was holding back their showcase, and it's like they have stuff to show. I'm like, no. Like, I can't believe that I wouldn't believe, because it's like this was your chance to just show us everything, and for people that are on a fence about getting a PS5 to be like, oh, all this is coming, I'm gonna get one. And it didn't hit the mark.
Well,
these are good points, these good criticisms, and I want to ask people who are all the PlayStation fans, how does it feel to have a showcase that didn't meet expectations, that everyone is saying wasn't very good, it didn't set up your future very well? How does that feel? Okay, because the people who like this platform that's on my shirt, we know a lot about how that feels.
Oh yeah.
So maybe you can have some actual empathy for us now. Seeing this type of showcase.
Empathy. What the hell is that?
So for all of those people that are behind this brand that is on my head here, so let us know in the comments what you think and what you thought of the PlayStation Showcase. We'd really like to hear from you. So so we are a multi-platform gaming news podcast here. Of course, we do not side on one side of only PlayStation or Xbox or Nintendo. We are multi-platform, but we'd really like to hear from those of you that do play PlayStation games as your number one console, and we'd like to hear from you and know what you thought of the showcase as well. So, all right.
I really appreciated that. It was what's the word I'm looking for? Playful. Of Xbox to put out that tweet that said coming to Xbox.
Carl, you were giddy.
It was
Giddy as
12, a box of 12 games that were at the showcase, right?
As giddy as a schoolboy.
Yeah, but that's it's gamesmanship, and that's like it's not mean, it's not mean spirited, it's not. It's not.
I mean, Phil Spencer,
cocky.
he was like he was telling PlayStation like good. You guys had a great showcase, and so to start out the summer season, because PlayStation is starting out the summer season, and we're going to be busy this summer season. And we're going to be, of course, doing the Xbox showcase with the Starfield event afterwards. We're going to be, of course, bringing you news on opening night live and all the other stuff, the future game show, the PC game show, all that stuff. We got lots of news to cover. So this summer, especially next month in June, is going to be very, very busy. So looking forward to bringing you all the news for all the things that come out. So, all right. So it's time to move on to our picks of the week. So every week we pick a game from releases.com that are going to be coming out this coming week. So the week of May 29th through June 4th. So, Burley, you are starting. So, but first, I'll just, for all of you video viewers, I'll put the link below here. And for all of you audio listeners, it is releases.com, where you can go and check out all the games that are going to be releasing this coming week, as well as during the month of June and onwards. So go and check out releases.com for that. Okay, so Burley, go for it. What is your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is Gunfire Reborn. Gunfire Reborn is an adventure, level-based game featured with FPS, roguelite, and RPG. Players control heroes with various abilities to experience diverse build gameplay, use randomly dropped weapons, and explore random levels. This game can be played by single player or co-op up to 4 players. It is coming Thursday, June 1st to PC, PS4, PS5, Switch, Xbox One, and Xbox Series.
Nice.
Yeah. And just I love the look of the weapons in this. They're all very
Borderlands stylish.
Yeah.
Borderlands. Yeah. Got that Borderlands vibe to it. So.
Borderlands, and then you got them doing like the Naruto hand signs at some points when they're using some of the magic stuff. So
yeah, good stuff.
What's not to love?
Yeah. Carl, you're up next. What do you got for us?
I have Street Fighter 6 coming to PC, PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, and Series X and S. Take part in the Fighting Ground, which focuses on classic fighting game experience with modes from previous games in the series. 2 new modes will be available alongside World Tour and an immersive single-player story experience, and Battle Hub, which will further expand the scope of player communication and engagement. Your moment, your fight.
Good stuff.
And we all know what Street Fighter is, of course. But this is, it's been a while since 5.
Yeah, and stick around until the end of the show. Yeah, the indie recording artist spotlight has got some Street Fighter 6 elements to it.
Yeah, finally back on Xbox after PlayStation snatched that one away.
Yeah.
Did they snatch it, or did Xbox drop the ball?
That's right. There you go. Yeah.
Tell us what you think in the comment.
Tell us what you think in the comments, all you PlayStation players out there.
Blame is always on the Xbox. That's how it is. I get it.
Exactly. Now you're learning.
Okay, guys. Can I move on now and talk about my pick of the week? So my pick of the week is System Shock Remastered. System Shock, rebuilt from the ground up with the Unity engine, is a complete remake of the genre-defining classic from 1994, when Burley was just in the crib.
Yep.
One of the first 3D games to take a methodical approach to exploration. System Shock's story-driven narrative was revealed through audio logs and messages scattered throughout the game world, making a revolutionary step forward for interactive storytelling. Players found themselves trapped aboard Citadel Station, battling cyborgs and mutated crew members, corrupted by the maniacal AI known as Shodan, one of the most treacherous antagonists ever conceived. System Shock offered an unparalleled experience that solidified it as one of the greatest games of all time. Comes out for PC on May 30th. So consoles will be coming later. So anyway, System Shock Remastered. So Shodan. Do you know what Shodan means, guys, in Japanese? Shodan.
I don't.
Shodan in martial arts means first degree black belt. So yes. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing System Shock again. So it was good stuff. And it looks a lot prettier now with the remastered version. You guys' thoughts? Yeah.
Man, that's just a ripoff of BioShock.
Oh, shut up, Burley.
Sorry, I had to. You knew someone's gonna say.
Yeah. Fun stuff though. Yeah.
Looks cool. We'll see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how this comes out. This is one I mean to try System Shock, so I definitely will wait and see how this remaster comes out.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah,
remakes are.
Yeah. All right. So next up is some programming notes. So, of course, here on the Arena Productions, we do not only do gaming news and game-related videos, but we also do entertainment and pop culture-related content here on the Arena Productions, whether it's on Patreon, ad-free, or here on our YouTube channel. We do lots of entertainment and pop culture related content. And one of them is, of course, Star Trek, which Star Trek Strange New Worlds on our Warp Factor 10 show. We're going to be on June 15th, of course, bringing you, of course, recap episode discussions pertaining to the episode that comes out each week. And of course, we just put out a video recently of the crossover that is coming between Strange New Worlds and Star Trek Lower Decks. So you can see here in the flesh, Mariner and Boimler, two of the main characters from Star Trek Lower Decks, making their live appearances on Strange New Worlds in the crossover episode, which is going to be interesting because it's going to be partly live action and partly animation within that episode, which is directed by Jonathan Frakes, of course, Captain Riker from Star Trek Picard, of course. So, man, really, really looking forward to it. And please go check that video out. Some cool images from that crossover episode. So we're really looking forward to that. And then on the gaming side of things, of course, the Xbox Games Showcase that Carl is really, really looking forward to. And actually, there was some news about this where you could actually go and see this in theaters. Right, Carl?
Yeah, the Regal Theater thing. It's pretty cool. Select theaters, there's not an announcement. I looked into it. They don't list the theaters yet. So I think they said June 1st they'll have the sort of stuff going out. So
yeah,
that's cool. The PlayStation used to do this, as I pointed out to Burley. Because I used to work at a theater, and I remember it was going on when I was there, which wasn't that long ago, I guess, at this point.
Right.
But they stopped doing. They stopped the showcase. They didn't do it the year before, and this was back, I guess, the E3 one, maybe. Yeah, that might have been the last one out. They did it.
Yeah, so here on the Arena Productions, of course, Burley, Carl, and I will be covering the Xbox Games Showcase and the Starfield Direct live. So we'll have our live reactions to it as it goes on. So, of course, on Sunday, June 11th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 a.m. Eastern time. And for me here in Japan, 2 a.m. on Monday. So I will be raring to go at 2 a.m. for this showcase. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to bringing it all to you here on the Arena Production. So look out for that. So that's some of our programming notes for this week.
And that stream will be sponsored by Monster, because that's what Expat's going to need to stay up and be awake for.
That's right. That's right. We hope. Yeah. I hope. I can get some Monster into me before that showcase. It's going to be a good showcase, I think. I'm really excited for it. Looking forward to it. So, and looking forward to seeing more Starfield as well. So, all right. So let's talk about the games that we're going to be playing this upcoming week. I'm going to continue with the Planet of Lana, and Zelda, Legends of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Carl, what about you? What are you going to be continuing with this coming week?
Well, I guess I'm still playing Darkest Dungeon 2.
Okay.
I tried a little bit of Cassette Beasts, but I only played like 15 minutes or so. Nice. I just got sleepy, actually, for other reasons. So I didn't get the chance to go back to it. But I want to try more of that, because it was, it's a Pokemon-like game, but it's not a mindless clone of Pokemon. Like, it feels original. It has its own, it has its own like style to it. It's not just doing the same sort of like, monster hunting, monster collecting thing. The story is something completely different, and it
actually has a story.
It does, yeah. It actually has it seems like an interesting story. It's a mystery that you get see really early in the game, and also like the way you walk around the main world is different. Like you have a little dash that you can do. You can actually jump, and there's like environmental things you have to unlock and open up. So yeah, nice. It seems like they did more.
Cool. Burley, how about you? What games are you going to be playing?
Tears of the Kingdom, continuing on that, obviously. I'm actually doing a Pokemon Nuzlocke challenge up on Twitch. I'm going through Pokemon Black. So
Nice.
having that, which is fun. And on my personal time, I've been playing Lego Drive on the Steam Deck. And if you want to see anything on that, please do go check out our little video.
Yes. Our Steam Deck review video here on the Arena Productions. Yeah, that is up for Lego 2K Drive. So, yeah, it's good. Some gameplay reactions to that.
Yep.
All right. So I want to thank all of you for coming in. Of course, whether you're listening on audio or you're watching in the video format over on, of course, our Twitch channel, the Arena Productions, or, of course, on Twitter at the Arena AMPGMP, or, of course, here on YouTube or on Facebook at our the Arena Productions Facebook page. Want to thank you so much for coming on in and watching our episode. And we're looking forward to bringing you more of the Arena Multiplatform Gaming News Podcast. But before we end, it's time for our information on our indie recording artist spotlight before our music outro. So this week, our indie recording artist spotlight is Wave Haven. So Frank Bentley and Anthony Moreo, a.k.a. Wave Haven, are a powerful sibling duo based in Florida. They have a wide range of styles, from forceful hip-hop bangers to infectious pop jams. Their songs have had a great success, being featured in multiple sports and advertisements and videos, from the title song of their album called The Main Event. So this has been The Arena, a multi-platform gaming news podcast, episode 134. I've been your host, Expat, along with my co-hosts, Burley of Burleman Gaming and Turn-Based Carl. We hope to catch you in the next one. So take care, everyone, and enjoy the music outro. Peace out.
As the competition, but if you go against me, you the opposition. But if you want to look like you could close the distance, I'ma give it A forever since you're so persistent. With you, I'm just practicing, cause I'm back to back, let's get back to winning. As a matter of fact, I'm not that forgiving, cause you did this to yourself, that's a bad decision. I don't see no one in front of me, you is a ghost, you ain't got a soul. Whoa, always say that they gon' come for me, knowing they won't, they doing the most. Whoa, chasing my, gotta get, already, not selling my, you on the, y'all moving, ready to, whoa. When I let the beat sound, you think I'm crazy, but none of you critics gon' faze me. So when I talk like